I love making mint infused oil. It is lovely as a massage oil, as a lip balm, and even as an aromatherapy. I actually use it for my oil pulling, and I'm going to show you just how easy it is to make it. Now, there are two main methods to infuse oils, and that's the cold method and the hot method. Now, the cold method is typically my favorite because it pulls out a lot more of the nutritional and medicinal values, even the flavors. But I did a hot method because I was using fresh herbs, and fresh herbs have a higher water content. And with the cold method taking 4 to 6 weeks, it can have a greater chance of getting moldy and going bad before you even have a chance to use it. So I'm going to show you how I did the hot method. Now, the first step is to harvest the mint, and my mint had gotten really long and leggy, so it was really easy to harvest it. You simply clip it above 2 healthy leaves so that there are more branches for it to grow. And I'm going to be doing a whole video on how to harvest and dry mint. So if you want to see that, subscribe so you won't miss the video. Then bring your little harvest into the kitchen, give it a quick rinse, and then dry it. You really want these to be as dry as you can possibly get them. Using a towel to pat them dry is really helpful and speeds up the process. If you have time to let the plant wilt, that is best to let it sit out for like 6 to 12 hours, or you can pop it in the dehydrator for an hour or two, just something to help draw the water out. But if you just have to use it fresh, that's okay too. Just remember that less water makes it more effective and there's less chance of it going bad in storage. Now we're going to chop the herbs and bruise them to give more surface area for the oil to draw from. So you simply chop, 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 and then rub it into your hands to bruise it, and then put it into your pan or into your jar. When you've got all your herbs in the jar, just give it a quick little fluff or a quick little shake to kind of loosen up the fresh herbs so they're not sticking together. And then cover it with oil and make sure that every side is covered by stirring it. After stirring it, top it off with an extra little bit of oil and put it on the stove. Now, when you put it on the stove, you want to put it on the lowest heat possible because the idea is to warm it slowly, not to fry the herbs. And if it starts to boil, it will fry them. So keep it on a low heat, and then you're going to leave it for 3 to 6 hours. Only you're not really going to leave it. You're actually going to come in and stir it every few minutes. Usually I'll stir it every half hour or so. And then at the end, when the heat really kicks in and it's really getting hot, I will be stirring it a little more frequently. And I just make sure that it's not frying the mint. Now you can see here that this is exactly what it's trying to do at the tail end of my time frame. It is on the lowest setting possible, so it's time to remove it from the heat. The next step is to strain it. I put a strainer in a bowl and line it with some kind of a filter. In this case, I'm using a coffee filter. A lot of times I prefer a cheesecloth or a flour sack towel because they go faster and because you can squeeze it out easier to get the last bits of the oil out of the herbs. But the coffee filter is really good when you're trying to get rid of all of the excess herbs and all the little bits and pieces out of the oil. Now, if you're using a coffee filter, it's going to take a little bit longer because it's really good at filtering out all the little stuff. And you're going to probably have to pour multiple times and maybe even use multiple filters in order to get all of the herbs separated from the oil. Now it's ready to use it or to store it. Now I'm going to use it, so I kept mine in a little mason jar in my bathroom so that I could use it for oil pulling when I'm brushing my teeth, after I brush my teeth. And if you're going to store it long term, put it into an amber bottle, then label it with what's in it as well as the date it was bottled, and store it in a dark cabinet. I'll go ahead and put links to all these things in the description if you want to get the same stuff I did. And I like to use my homemade oils in my homemade salves. If you want to see that video, that's right here. And if you'd like to see the other ways that I use my herbs or grow my herbs, subscribe so you don't miss those videos. And I'll see you on the next Desert Forest Garden adventure. Thanks for watching.